Hi guys, my name's Miriam. I'm one of the elephant keepers here. Welcome to the McNair Asian Elephant Habitat. But first of all, I want to wish you guys a happy World Elephant Day. So this is the day once a year that we celebrate Asian and African elephants both in the wild and in captivity. So it's a great day to come out and visit the zoo and come see our elephants here at the zoo. So behind me right now, we have Shawnee. Shawnee is a 29-year-old female Asian elephant, and she is our mom of our youngest baby, Nelson, who you might have seen kind of hanging around. Not sure where he's gone to right now, but she's saying hi there. Shawnee is one of our breeding females and one of our moms here. So she has 4 calves here at the Houston Zoo that she's given birth to. There's Nelson. Nelson, who is 3 months old today. And then the other medium-sized elephant that's next to her is also her daughter, Joy. And Joy is 3 years old. So she has these 2 calves, and then she has 2 other boy male elephants that are in our other yard. But she's a really good mom. She is very protective and very good at teaching her younger elephants kind of how to be an elephant. So Nelson here was born on May 12th. So like I said, he just is actually 3 months old today. His current weight is about 586 pounds. We weigh him about now once a week. And on average, he's gaining about 3 pounds a day, which is great for baby elephants. His older sister, Joy, is, like I said, she's 3 years old, and she's a great big sister to him. She is very gentle when she plays with them, so it's really fun to see them interact with each other. So right now, we're just kind of stationing them. Mandy here is another fellow elephant keeper, and she is doing some basic training with these guys. But we are actually going to do a more exciting training set with them. We're going to do a painting. I think we're going to have to move around to the other side, though, to get that all set up. And if you want to walk that way. You're doing painting. No, Rob, you're doing the painting.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm not.
So we're doing a cool animal experience for you guys right now. Tupelo, this is Tupelo. She is a 9-year-old female Asian elephant. She is Joy and Nelson's half-sister. They have the same dad but different moms. And she's going to be doing a painting. So she tends to be a little sometimes aggressive with her painting strokes. But this is a fun experience for them. It's part of their enrichment. So they usually enjoy doing it. They get fed for it. So after they paint a couple of strokes, they'll get some food. Right now she's getting some chopped up apples. But they really enjoy that one-on-one attention that they get from a painting session. So like I said, Tupelo tends to have a more shorter stroke where she just kind of smacks the canvas. Some of our other elephants tend to do nice longer strokes. So they're all different. They all have a different kind of painting approach to this art. But yeah. So I think we have one more color that we're going to do on this canvas. And these paintings are available for sale on our online store. So you may see something similar to this, all different colors. Like I said, they have different styles of painting, so be sure to check that out to kind of see what's available. So Anna has a question. We're going to move into the question section. Anna has a question of how big are they? So Tupelo right here is about 6,000, a little under 6,000 pounds, I believe. Shawnee, who is the adult, the mom to Nelson and Joy, she weighs around 8,000 pounds and she's full grown. Tupelo still has some growing to go, so she's not full grown yet. Joy is about 2,000 pounds or 3,000 pounds now. Tilly's 2,000 pounds, and then Nelson is 586 pounds right now. Carol has a question, what is their favorite snack? So just like we have favorite foods, they also have favorite foods. So Tupelo here really enjoys bread. A lot of the younger elephants like bread. just like us, they like their carbs. But lots of fruits and veggies is what they're going to get as special treats. So they'll probably get a lot of treats today for World Elephant Day, since it is their day. But they also like watermelon, pumpkin, kale. Shawnee likes garlic sometimes. Tess likes kale. Tess is another adult elephant that's out here. So Tupelo has finished that painting. This is a close-up shot if you want to check that out. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So Rob's just going to do some other training with Tupelo. So we do training with elephants every single day. Part of their bath routine is a training set, but then we also do just different kind of exercise type behaviors. So having them lift their legs, making sure they have full range of motion, making sure they stay healthy and things like that. So if you're just joining us, we are at the McNair Asian Elephant Habitat. This is our cow yard. So this is the yard that houses our female herd, predominantly female herd. Nelson is the only little boy elephant that's in this yard. And he's our newest baby, our newest addition, who's 3 months old. So we have Tupelo right in front of us. She's a 9-year-old female. And in the background, we have Shawnee, our mom, with her 2 youngest calves, Nelson and Joy. So we have a couple more questions coming in. Amber wants to know, when do you separate male and female elephants? So it kind of depends on the herd dynamic. So we kind of let them tell us kind of when they're ready. So if a female baby elephant is born into the herd, they will stay with that herd for their entire life. But those male elephants will eventually be kicked out, and that's something that naturally happens in the wild. So for us, it typically can be around 4 or 5 years of age. It kind of just depends. Like I said, if they start to be a little too aggressive to some of our females, then that kind of indicates that we may need to start separating them sooner. Dawn asks, what kind of grooming do they get? So they get a bath every single day. So we're not gonna do a full bath today for these guys, but we are gonna hose them off and kind of offer them a drink, make sure they're staying hydrated because it's really hot. But they get a full bath in the barn where we hose them off, scrub them, check their feet, check all over their body to make sure that they are staying nice and healthy. Rob, do you want to do the hose? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Rob here, our elephant manager, is going to get the hose out, offer them a drink, and they should, because it is really hot, they should have lots of fun playing around in there. Lon asks, what do they do to cool off? So this is one of the things that we're gonna be doing to cool them off. So they will do this naturally. In the wild, they'll find a body of water, a lake, a river, pool, and kind of splash around, either go swimming or spray themselves down with water. Here, though, we come out to offer them a drink of water from the hose about 4 or 5 times a day to make sure they're staying hydrated. So right now, you can see Tupelo is getting a really nice drink, and they will drink either directly in their mouth like she's doing, or they'll suck it up in their trunk and then spray it into their mouth. But after they get hosed off or get wet, usually what they'll do is they'll go find some sand or mud and then throw that on top of their bodies. And so that is a behavior that's called dusting, and it helps keep them cool, and it helps protect them from bugs, and acts as a natural sunscreen as well. Amber has a really great question. Do they have a hard time recognizing keepers with masks on? Surprisingly, no. So elephants, some people may know that elephants are really, really intelligent animals. So they can recognize us when we're wearing our regular clothes, when we're not dressed as a keeper. So yeah, it doesn't seem that the masks are affecting their ability to know who we are and recognize us as our individual self. Laurie is asking, how many elephant keepers do we have? Right now we currently have 9 elephant keepers, 1 elephant manager, and 1 large mammal curator. And we also, so that means we have all those people for 11 elephants now. So Nelson made number 11. Donna is asking, is Nelson still nursing? So yes, Nelson is still nursing. He'll nurse until he's about 2 or 3 years old. But he has started showing some interest in eating solid foods. So his teeth are still pretty small. So I think you can see he's kind of still figuring out how his trunk works too. So we've seen him pick up some stuff and kind of put it in his mouth, but whether or not he's really truly eating it is still kind of up to debate. Sometimes he just kind of sucks on a piece of apple that he may find on the ground and then drop it. But yeah, he'll do that. He'll start eating, showing more interest in the next couple months as he's getting older, and then eventually switch to solid foods at about 2 to 3 years. Lauren asked, how do we help save them in the wild? Great question. So whenever you come to visit the zoo, not only are you helping give these guys food and help us take care of them, but part of your ticket proceed also goes to helping save elephants in the wild, elephants and other animals as well. So we work with a lot of conservation partners. One of our partners is in Borneo right now. Her name is Farina, and she's been doing a lot of great work over there, kind of helping track those local populations, as well as working with local palm oil plantation owners to kind of find out ways where elephants and humans can coexist, because that is one of the reasons why these guys are endangered, is habitat loss in their natural range countries. So figuring out ways where humans and elephants and other wild animals can coexist is a really great important thing to do. So like I said, part of your ticket proceed does go to help those conservation projects. Melissa wants to know, how often do elephants breed in the wild? So interestingly enough, elephants only ovulate about 4 times a year, so not as often as we do. So once they do ovulate, and if they are bred, then that pregnancy is going to be about 22 months or almost 2 years. And then typically they won't ovulate again after giving birth for about another year. So, so breeding will probably be, if they are super consistent, probably every 3 to 4 years. So you guys probably got a good shot right now of that baby drinking. So like I said, he still has to figure out how to kind of use his trunk here. So he prefers the mouth method of water drinking. But they just love the water, especially that it's so hot out right now. Love playing with it, love making mud. So yeah. And in the background, you can see Tupelo doing that dusting behavior that I mentioned before. So she has been hosed off, and now she's adding that sand to her body to help trap in the moisture so she stays cool for a little bit. So we have a question, where is Max? Max is probably hanging out in the office in our back room where it's nice and cool and we have AC. So now that Nelson is getting older, he's really getting a personality. He's very silly, very likes to play with his siblings a whole lot, and kind of run around all crazy. He loves to kind of push on Joy, that's his sister that he's pushing on right now. She's our 3-year-old little girl. But he also really likes playing with Tilly, who's his 2-year-old half-sister. And then his big sister Tupelo over here, who's 9 years old. So a question, why was he named Nelson? When he was born, we actually thought he was going to be a girl, so we didn't have a boy name picked out for him. So when we figured out he was a boy, we kind of all just kind of tried to think of good Texan names, and someone came up with the name Willie Nelson, but we didn't want to name him Willie because that was too close to Tilly, so he just became Nelson instead. Layla asked, how do they like the heat? Do they have to go inside? So we do have to pay more attention to both our smaller elephants and our older elephants. So we definitely make sure that Nelson is getting hosed off throughout the day so that he's staying cool, because he still doesn't know when to kind of find shade for himself. The adult elephants kind of know to kind of seek out shadier spots in the yard when they do get too hot, or to go to a body of water and kind of hose themselves off. So we do make sure that they stay nice and cool, but we will give them access to the barn where there are fans in the barn if it gets too hot and you think that they need a little break from the heat outside. But generally, they are pretty good about kind of going in the water or getting a drink whenever they need to. So this is quality entertainment for you guys right now. This is kind of what happens every day here. Boy tries to lay down. Nelson thinks it's playtime. He just wants the roughhouse. Jackie has a question. What's your favorite thing about being a keeper? Honestly, you're seeing it right now. This is probably the best part, is just watching them interact with each other. They all have such different personalities. And I love kind of seeing that come out when they interact with each other here. Obviously having these babies and having multiple young elephants at our zoo is awesome. You get to see such a wide range of ages here, because we have our older elephants and we have these young new ones here. But again, to see them interact and kind of play with each other, or just even see an older elephant that maybe doesn't play as often anymore, but to kind of see a new toy and maybe be super interested in that is really cool to see. So if you're just joining us now, the elephant that is getting the drink is Shawnee. She is our 29-year-old adult female, and she's a mom. So she is Nelson's mom and she is Joy's mom. And Nelson and Joy are the two elephants right next to her. Nelson is the baby, and he's actually 3 months old today. Joy is his big sister, who is 3 years old. And then off camera to the side of them is Tupelo, who is 9 years old. And Tupelo is their half sister. So they have the same dad, but different moms. Okay, Ashanti wants to know if they have good hearing. Yes, they have great hearing. They can hear sounds on such low frequencies that we can't even hear. And that's another cool way that they can communicate with each other, even without us even knowing. So sometimes they'll get really quiet and their ears will kind of go out, and they're listening, and they're probably listening. They could be another elephant in the yard on the other side of the pathway here, and they're listening and hearing whatever that elephant is telling them from many feet away. So their hearing is probably one of their best senses. Hearing and sense of smell are two of their great senses. Benjamin wants to know, how long do they live? So in captivity, in a zoo type setting like this, they'll live an average about 45, 46 years, but they can live into their 60s and 70s. In the wild, that average is going to be a little bit lower. So like I said, Shawnee is 29, so she's still got a while to go. Our oldest elephant here at the zoo is 54, and that's Thailand, and he's our breeding male, who's the dad to all of our younger babies. All right, so I think we're going to be wrapping up now. So I just wanted to thank everybody for joining us on this Facebook Live. Remember, next Wednesday at 11 a.m. we will have another Facebook Live with a different animal species here at the zoo. Happy World Elephant Day, and thank you guys for tuning in. Also a reminder that we have that animal art for sale up on our website. So if you're interested in that, definitely check that out. But thanks for tuning in.